I tried to get people to listen to me about how things were being run at Amazon, and nobody would listen to me. And finally, I started posting YouTube videos. And my very first video was the one about me fixing to be homeless and how I was working full-time at Amazon and how I wasn't even able to afford food. And I'm making $12 an hour and then an extra $1 at night to cover the shift differential. And Amazon likes to VTO employees, which is voluntary time off, and they send their full-time employees home, and they keep the temporary employees. And they tell us that there's no work to do, so they keep sending us home. So our $600 or $700 paychecks every week average about $300 a week. And when you're driving 60 miles round trip to go to work and back, and plus paying all of your bills, you know, you just don't have enough to go around. Well, when I became injured at Amazon, well, first let me tell you, when I first started working at Amazon, I thought it was the most wonderful thing in the world. Here I was at this massive corporation. I was helping the world go round. Everybody was buying from Amazon. I had job security. You know, about a month into working there, I learned their dirty little secrets. And when I say dirty little secrets, I mean there's a lot that goes on behind the doors that nobody knows about. A lot of people just click a button and order stuff, and it gets right to your house that day, but you don't know the back-breaking work that people have to do to make sure you get that to your house that day. When I was injured, my station was missing a piece of safety equipment that separated me from the robot that came to my station. These robots move very, very fast. They hold pods, and these pods are four-sided, and they have bins in them. And there's probably about 50 bins on each side. So I needed that brush guard there to separate me from that pod, because we're not allowed to touch the Kiva floor. They're called Kiva robots. And we are not allowed to touch the Kiva floor, reach over into the Kiva floor. If we drop anything, we're not allowed to touch it. It just has to sit there. So those robots are known to take off on their own, to jerk on their own. So I really needed that brush guard there. I complained about it, not having a brush guard several times, wrote it down in my book who I'd complained to, went to HR about it, went to safety about it, went to maintenance about it. I reported this 9 times. 9 times I reported this, and they didn't do anything about it. I injured myself. I went on medical leave. In January, I came back off of medical leave. They put me back on the same broke station again. There's been employees that have fallen onto the Kiva floor and been hit by the robots, that's hurt their back. There's been employees that's been killed at Amazon. Sorry, y'all. There's been employees that's died at Amazon, and nobody even knew that they had died because they separate us apart so far. They don't want us talking at all. Our stations are a good ways apart. They don't want us talking. They don't want us getting together and comparing stories. If we go on break, whenever we go on break or lunch, you don't hear people talking about their families or their dog or their husband or their wife. They talk about how much they hate Amazon and how much they hate working there and all the stress that we're put under. When I started at Amazon, the rate for a counter, which that's my title as an ICQA counter, was 500 units per hour. 500 units per hour is a lot, especially we have to wait for the robots to come to us. We have 6 seconds to count whatever is in that bin. It could be 100 USA patches, but I have 6 seconds to count that bin. And if I make a mistake, my computer will tell me that I've made a mistake, and I have to recount them all over again. So that takes away from my count. The rate for a counter now is 650 units per hour. And they've raised it already just since I've been on medical leave. But the point I'm trying to make is is we ship a lot of parts, car parts, through Amazon. I can't tell you how many brakes and drums that I've picked up and counted, in my bins. And the working class, we need to link together. We definitely need to link together, because without you, there's no us, and without us, there's no you. There's no reason why that we can't get a centralized website where we can't link together. And I brought this up before many times. A couple months ago, I brought this up, that there should be a website where the working class, not just me, not just GM workers or Ford or Chrysler, teachers, Walmart workers, McDonald's workers, Dollar General store workers should all just be able to go there and have this link that we can link together. There's got to be a way we can do that. We make this world go round. It's not the Jeff Bezoses of the world. It's us. It's our backs. It's our backs that go into that. It's our legs, it's our feet, it's our wrist, it's our mental. We are what makes this go round. I think that we definitely need to link up everybody that is, part of the working class, and because people are scared to come forward. They are scared to come forward. I've talked to many people from Walmart and from other places of business, and they're scared to come forward because of the repercussions of getting fired. But what we do have is we can build that rank and file committee, and that way we all have job security, and that way we all get paid what we deserve to be paid. I get paid $15 an hour now, thanks to Bernie Sanders, but it was all just a joke. It was all just a publicity stunt. $15 an hour, I was only $1.15 away from $15 an hour when he did this. I was still entitled to 2 more raises. But now, since it's already $15 an hour, I won't get those raises at all, because now it's already topped out. They took away our stocks that were given to us when we got hired. We got 2 shares of stock when we got hired, and we got another share of stock every year thereafter. They took that away from us. They took away our bonuses that we got every 2 weeks, because if we exceeded production for the warehouse, we got an RSU bonus every 2 weeks, and they took that away from us also. And that was part of the $15 an hour publicity stunt. When I became homeless, it's never something that I thought that would happen to me at the age of 49. I never dreamed it in a million years. It's not because I had excessive spending. It's not because I was blowing and going. I just didn't have any money to pay my bills. And when I got injured at Amazon, they went 2 months without paying me anything whatsoever, and I kept promising my landlady that I was going to catch it up, and then Amazon kept telling me, oh, well, we'll pay you next week, and then it never happened. And finally my landlady was just like, look, you got to go. And I literally was just so dumbfounded and overwhelmed. I didn't know what to think. My whole world is just crashing around me, and here I am working for the world's richest man, and I'm homeless now, living in his parking lot. That was just totally absurd for me to think that, or if there were other employees out there that were going through that. And then I had employee after employee contact me on Twitter and on Facebook saying, guess what? I'm a homeless Amazon employee too. I just spoke with a guy named Nick out of Kansas City, and he's homeless, living in his car. And it just blew me away. And he showed me how he kept warm while the snow was piling up on his car. And it broke my heart. I just couldn't believe it that this was happening in our America, the land of the free, that people are homeless living at their job. And that's why people need to stand together and stand with one another, because everybody is one paycheck away from being homeless.